Hello, everyone. Welcome to part 2 of this series on AutoCAD. In this session, we shall be looking at AutoCAD interface. We will be explaining in details the different parts of the interface and what they do. Let's get started. All right. So, there are different regions in the AutoCAD interface. Each region have specifically what they do. So we'll be learning these regions, we'll be learning this group of tools to understand what they do. So the first part I'll be talking about is the application menu. So here on the application menu, you can see we have the AutoCAD, like an icon. Yes, you have the AutoCAD icon in this region. So this area here is the application menu, So when you click on the application menu, so you can see you have new, you have open, you have save as. So you can actually do some important things here. This is where you can open a new page, you can open an existing page, you can save your project, you can import, you can export, you can print or you can plot. So now on the application menu, you can do these activities. So the application menu is one important region, is one important aspect of AutoCAD. Okay, next beside the application menu, we have the quick access toolbar. This region here is a quick access toolbar. Now, from the name, as the name implies, quick access. Now, the quick access, you can also open a new page, open an existing page, you can save as, you can plot. So almost similar to what you have with under the application menu. So this is the quick access toolbar, the quick access toolbar. Now, the next region is the title bar. The title bar. Now, for this title bar, now you can see, you will see drawing one. This drawing one implies the name of the page, because I'm yet to save my page. So by default, it has that name, drawing one. Then you can see .dwg. DWG is the file extension for AutoCAD. DWG, drawing, the file extension of AutoCAD. So you can see drawing one .dwg. So as soon as I save my drawing, then the name is going to change. Then here you can see AutoCAD 2023. So AutoCAD 2023 showing the version of AutoCAD that I'm using for this training. So if you are using another version, probably you are using 2020, 2021, you're going to see AutoCAD 2021, then the name of the file, then the extension. So this area here is called the title bar. Then beside the title bar, we have the info center. Okay, you can do some search, you can sign in and do some other stuff here at the info center, the information center. Okay, so next, very important here, we have what we call the tabs. We have our different tab. We have the home tab, insert tab, annotate tab, parametric view, and so on. So this area is called the tabs, express tool, feature apps. So now you will notice that each tab has its own collection of tools. Each tab, for instance, now I click on the home tab, you can see the collection of tools under the home tab. We have the insert tab. You can see the collection of tools. You will observe that each tab has its own collection of tools. All right, so that is the tab: home, insert, annotate, and so on. Now, let's go to the home tab. Now, on the home tab, we have what we call the ribbon. Now, under the home tab, the whole of this region, the entire of this region is called the ribbon. The ribbon spans from the left to the right. So this is the ribbon. Now, the ribbon is divided into what we call panels. Now, if you look closely, you will see that there is a faint line. There is a faint line separating the ribbon. If you look that more closely. Now, there are actually different panels. We have the draw panel, where you have your drawing tools. You have the modify panel, where you have your modifying tools. You have the annotation panel, where you have your annotation tools, and so on like that. So now each ribbon consists of group of panels: draw panel, modify panel, annotation panel, layers panel, block panel, property panel, and so on. So the same implies to different tabs. Now, if I go to insert tab, you can see under insert tab, I have block panel, block definition panel, reference panel. If I go to annotation tab, I will see text panel dimension. So that's just the way it's been laid out. But most importantly, where we are going to be spending most time is your home tab. So under home tab, we have draw, modify, annotation. You can see the names below, block, panel. So each ribbon, the ribbon spans from left to right, consists of different group of tools called panels. So you can see the panels. Now, in order to learn AutoCAD more effectively, there are two areas, two panels that you really need to spend most of your time on, and that is the draw and the modify panel. So in the course of this session, we'll be spending the most of our time learning the tools on the draw panel and on the modify panel. We're going to get very used to these panels. So let's continue. All right. So if you look at this region, we have what we call the viewport center. Viewport center, viewport center. So under the viewport center, we can make a few changes here. Now you can change your view. We're going to learn more on this area as we go on. We have the top, bottom, left, right, front. So we can actually change our viewports to different views. By default, we have the top view. That's why it's here. Then here we can change the visual style. We have different visual style. We are going to get more used to all these things as we go on. So by default, we have the 2D wireframe visual style. That's where we have by default. You can decide to change to hidden, realistic. Now, all these are very good when we start 3D modeling. But for 2D wireframe. So that's the default. So this area is called the viewport center. All right. To our far right, we have our view cube. This is the view cube. View cube. On the view cube is just like a map. You can see north, south, east, west. Now this is very good, very useful when we are working on 3D. When we are working on 3D, but now for now we are learning the interface generally, both for 2D and 3D. So it's good we observe that this is the view cube. We're going to be using this mostly once we get to 3D. But now let's continue. All right. Now you can see my black screen, my black window. All right. Depending on your setting, you can have it as white. You can have it in any color of your choice. So you want to change the color of your screen. Yeah, that's customizing. So later on in another video, I can show you how to customize your screen to any color of choice. By default, it's black. So if you want a white screen, you want a green screen, you want a blue screen, you can actually have that if you want to customize. So let me know in the comment section if you would like to have a video on how to customize your screen to any color of your choice. Let me know on your comments in this video. All right, so moving on. Now, I said this is our workspace area. The black screen is our workspace area, is our working area. So this is where we do our drawing. There's an important information you need to know about this workspace area. Now, you might be tempted to think that our drawing space, our workspace area, by the way, workspace area is the same as drawing space. You might be tempted to think that this drawing area is just limited to what you are seeing over here. That's not it. Now, the actual fact is that your drawing area can accommodate any drawing of any size. So whether you are drawing 2 centimeter or you are drawing 2 million centimeter, I can assure you your workspace can accommodate it. So you can do any drawing of any size. So the only difference is maybe you have to zoom and pan. So later on, we're going to learn in details in more about these areas. Okay, now let's move on. By your far right, you have the navigation bar. Here at the navigation bar, you can pan, you can zoom. There are some other things you can do at the navigation bar. So the navigation bar. All right. Now below left, we have this important area called the UCS, user coordinate system. You can see we have XY indicating that we are on 2D. So when we get to 3D, we'll be having XYZ. So by default, we're on 2D at the start. So we have X and Y. So that's our user coordinate system, UCS. Okay, below at the middle, we have this very important area. This very important area called the command line. Command line. Command line. In the next video, I'll be explaining in details how to work on the command line. Learning how to use the command line effectively is very crucial, very important to your learning AutoCAD. So as a beginner, as a starter, it's good you learn how to use your command line more effectively. So I'll be doing in my next video, I'll be telling you on how to interpret the command line. I'll be telling you more details on the command line. Okay, let's go on. All right. By your far left below, by your far left, you have your layout tab. Layout tab. Here you can see we have model first, then we have layout one, layout two. You can decide to create extra layouts if you want by clicking on this plus sign. So, but now we are on model. So let me click on layout one. Now layout one, layout two, layout three. Okay, towards the end of this series, you'll be learning how to use the layout more effectively. So now we have model, we have layout. We have model, we have layout. So your model space is also called your drawing space. Yeah, that's where we do our drawing. Then the layout space is also called your printing space. So after you are done with your drawing, you might want to customize your design to a page, to a paper page. So you go to your layout tab. So your model tab is where you do your drawing. Your layout tab is your printing space. You can also print in your model anyway, depending on your choice. All right. Then lastly, to the far right bottom, we have this very important region called the status bar. The status bar has some very important tools that will help you to achieve accuracy in your drawing. Status bar, very important. On the status bar, we have the auto mode, we have the object snap, we have the snap cursor, we have the snap, your O snap, object snap, we have the polar tracking, we have the auto, we have so many important tools. So we're going to get used to this drawing aid uh, at the end, in the course of this session. We're going to get very used to the drawing. The drawing aid is really very important. All right, this is where we'll be stopping at this point. I hope you have learned the AutoCAD interface. The AutoCAD interface is very important to learn in your course of learning AutoCAD. Understanding the AutoCAD interface makes you to understand the software. Thank you so much. So I would like to receive your comments. If you have any suggestion, you want deeper explanation on any area, let me know in your comments. Thank you so much.